Marisa is here. We got a big crowd today.
Wonderful. Welcome, my brother, my sister. Gee, wherever you may be, we're all on a flat earth.
That's right.
And we can touch you and you can touch us. And some of you have written the most interesting, exciting letters. And I breathe a prayer for you when I see the experience. I used to say in sermons, God will not look us over for medals, decrees, or diplomas, but for our scars. Mm-hmm. Our scars.
And you've got a healthy body full of scars.
That's right.
No one can say that that the medical profession has not been kind to you.
Oh, they've been wonderful. I just rejoice, and amazing. More things have happened in every field of endeavor in my lifetime than ever before in human history. It's just exciting. Now this gadget here gives me a number 2 percentage of air that goes in with my air and gives me life. Isn't that exciting? I can feel the coolness.
Really?
Air is so wonderful.
So it's an increased percentage of oxygen?
Yeah, this machine makes oxygen all night long. And I put it in there, put it on the nose, on the air.
Let me get, it's not quite on your ear. Let's see, there we go.
You got it on?
I think so, there we go.
Oh, that's good.
Air.
Air is life. And now I've arrived at that place where I get to wear this at night. And
well, well, you were just saying that the world is flat now.
The world is flat.
Because we, regardless of where you are physically right now, we're all sharing this Hug Nation experience.
That's right.
We've got people here. Let's see, I'll go back up. We have Sarah's in Portland, Oregon.
Yes.
We've got Scott from Los Angeles.
Welcome.
Sid is in Colorado. Tala is in Tennessee. Cecilia is in either Hawaii or San Diego. Sinersha is in San Diego. Look at this. Quite a crowd.
Oh, my mind to touch your mind and to breathe something encouraging. Life is a challenge. Yeah, I think that's a good thought. Suffering is a form of education. So I'm beginning to get a little of my own turn of it.
But you also, as you made an interesting distinction earlier at lunch. I think that there is lesson in suffering, but the lesson is in how you can maybe choose to avoid suffering or choose to get around it or choose to not focus on it. I don't think it necessarily serves you to constantly think about the things that aren't working.
Yeah.
Like you said someone earlier today when they asked you, how are you? You didn't dwell on the problems. You said, I'll be feeling better tomorrow.
I'll be feeling better tomorrow. Because if you say, well, I feel terrible, they would say, oh, tell me about it.
Right.
And I don't want to tell them about it.
And I that's interesting because when I heard that you were feeling not well over the weekend,
yes.
I got sad and I wrote about it. And a lot of friends read what I wrote, and they called me and they wrote me, and they wanted to talk about all these sad feelings.
Yes.
And and the truth was, by the time they read it, I wasn't feeling sad anymore, and I didn't want to be sad.
Right.
I wanted to think about happy things, and I wanted to think about seeing, we had lunch scheduled, and
yes.
And it's just like you said, that if you almost have to have discipline in the way you phrase things and the way you communicate.
Right.
In order to stay, you have a choice. Do you want to have a conversation about what's broken, or do you want to have a conversation about what's not?
You can color your whole life by your thoughts.
Yeah.
I think the first man who said that was Marcus Aurelius in Rome.
Really?
He said the soul is colored by your thoughts. No, your soul is covered by your thoughts. Your thoughts make you what you are. You can say yes or you can say no. You can say I'm ready or I'm not ready. And you can. I find myself laughing at myself.
Yeah.
I'm dropping things all over the floor.
Yeah.
I drop my hearing aid batteries. And so it's an education. I guess that's the best definition of life, an education.
That's good.
chance to go to school, then some classes are prescribed and some classes are not prescribed. You have a choice. You can take some classes and they're just lots of fun. Like we've been having a great time with young Caleb Joseph. He's a miracle, and he's just a bundle of, and he's learning how to smile and to reach out and grab and grunt, and he knows that it pleases us. And therefore he writes, hey, that's a good thing, I'll do that again.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a little joy maker for sure. A few more people have chimed in. We've, in addition to all those places before, we've also got let's see, Cherry Martini is from Calgary, Canada.
Isn't that fun?
Stephanie's from Germany. Stephanie's chimed in from Germany.
Yes.
And I don't know how you pronounce it. Sivan is from Ireland.
Oh, the whole
All
world.
over the world is here. We've got a worldwide hug at our hands.
Yeah.
Wow. And thank you so much for joining us for a little communion and hug and love.
Yes, and energy and God, Allah, Jehovah. He has the whole world in his hands. And he has you in his hand. He has me in his hand. I don't like the word he. I mean the energy does. I've grown below the masculinity and the femininity. Really, we're just brothers and sisters, completing each other's lives. Thank you.
That's very true.
Good.
Should we do a hug? Let's do a hug. Thank you all for coming in from all over the world and joining us in this magical space that exists in our hearts, which is the Nation of Hugs, Hug Nation. You guys are all residents and permanent citizens. You can have dual citizenship.
Oh, boy. Wonderful.
So let's grab ourselves by the shoulders. Think about all those names we just read off and all those places all over the world, places that I've never even been. And yet I know that it's populated by people that would rather hug me than hurt me.
That's right.
And then we think about the people we've passed in the hallways of the day and of the week.
And your name is important. It's the one expression that ties together the uniqueness of you. No one like you in the whole world. I always say that the creative force that made us, he broke the mold right after you and you and you and I and me. Right after we were created. No one quite like us. And we have infinite potentiality and possibility, even as we begin to take more air into the system.
That's right. And even as, in the same way that, a body has got certain cells that are required for blood cells and certain cells that are required for muscles and certain cells that are hair and certain cells, and they're all individual in the same way that this massive thing that is consciousness, life, and the human family is, each one of us is an important cell in this massive organism.
And we pick, we choose, we occupy space, and we can think, and we will to do something. And I'm taking a new class that's teaching me how to use different areas of my brain, because I don't want to become sloppy as I get near the late evening of life. I want to keep that brain working and thinking the thoughts of the creative intelligence. I think creative intelligence is a good word. It's made us. We're unique. I just feel it to rub my hand, to be on the floor picking up things I dropped. Oh, what a beautiful cocoon I live in. Thank you.
Well, let's finalize that hug and squeeze it out. And as you squeeze, feel those arms are Grandpa's arms and my arms and the arms of all those people around the world, whether they are strangers or friends or family or people you've never met. That they are squeezing you and you are extending your vibration to them and squeezing them and feeling their presence and they are feeling yours. And let's just sit in that connection between all humans for just a few seconds.
Mine to me more and more is God. You see, you have to try to put things into words, but the biggest things in life can't be put into words. You can feel them, and I'm feeling you. and your caring and your love.
Happy Hug Nation. Thank you for joining us.
Yes,
Happy Hug Nation, Grandpa.
happy Hug Nation to you. I love you deeply, beyond anything physical. Thank you.
Thanks for joining us here in the lounge, and thank you for joining us on the archives and releasing that hug energy into your world. As you release it into your world and it embraces you, we feel it on this end as well. So thank you for letting love loose. One of the neat things about love is that it's not a finite resource. It's not like if you have three kids and then have a fourth kid, you have to give less love to each of them. Then the same is true with loving people around the world. You don't you can just keep loving more and more and more and more, and never run out.
More comes when you give.
That's right.
When I was a clergyman, I'd go out to the hospital and call and kneel to the bed and have a word of prayer. And it always, more would come to me. Love would grow. I care about this brother, this sister, and what's happening in the permissive will of some creative force.
Well, the more I live, the more I learn that is a law of the universe, and that if you think that the universe isn't giving you enough, then you need to give more, because you don't receive unless it's when you give that you receive. And if you shower people with love, then without doing anything else, you will be showered, and not necessarily from those same people either. It could come from anywhere, but that's how it works.
Very true. And you're on our wavelength.
That's
my
right.
brother, my sister.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you for feeling the love and sharing the love. It has been a treat. Next week, if you are in San Diego on Valentine's Day, we're going to have lunch and a Valentine's Day hug here in San Diego. So get in touch with me if you need details on that, and we will have a little
sure, come down.
Hug fiesta.
We have a Hug Nation fiesta.
That's right. Next Wednesday, Valentine's Day, February 14th. We love you, and we will see you.
We'll be on Tuesday too.
We'll be there on Tuesday too. But
okay.
So Tuesday and Wednesday, we have a whole week of hugs.
Yeah, okay.
Are you ready for that?
Very good.
Okay. We love you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Wonderful.